Peace. What's going on, everybody? Give everybody a chance to tune on in with your boy before we start building on this topic for the day, man. Hopefully everybody is having a powerful Saturday. It's an unfortunate stream, man. This is very unfortunate. One of my favorite artists, man. Y'all already know. If y'all know me, y'all know I'm a big DMX fan. So y'all know this hit home for your boy. Hope my man's pulled through, man. Hope my man's pulled through. Do not have time to be talking about RIP DMX. I do not have time for that. So I'm gonna give y'all a chance to tune on in, man, before we really start building. Magic Realms, peace. What's going on with you? Akuma, peace. What's going on? Sweet Tea, Airview, what's going on? How y'all living? TZ, what's going on with you? KD Harris, what's going on? Andronicus, what's going on? Montel, what's going on with you? Freezing the game, what's going on? And yeah, TZ Frank, that's pretty much why I had to make this video, man. I literally saw a bunch of people, man. People was making the posts, talking about pull through all that type of good stuff, sending that good energy towards DMX in that direction. Then you had a lot of people under the comments talking about his drug addiction. And they're talking about he basically taking himself out. And I'm looking at the situation. I'm like, most of the people that's commenting saying something crazy like that, I guarantee you, if I try to get them off the McDonald's, they'll be ready to fight me. Guarantee you, if I tried to get them off of the bacon, off of the pork, they'd be ready to fight me. So it's like it's no difference between you and a person that's addicted to the drugs, whatever the drugs may be. You just addicted to a different drug, and it's food. That food is doing you the same way this other drug is doing DMX, is doing anybody else that's addicted to drugs. That food is doing you the same exact way. You are slowly taking yourself out of the game. Every time you take a bite into that fast food, every time you take a bite into that pork, every time you take a bite into that processed food, that genetically modified food, you literally digging your own grave. And I guarantee you that you just can't stop overnight. So a lot of times we like to criticize people when it comes to certain addictions, certain things that they facing in life. Oh, wow, we failing to look into the mirror and deal with our own addictions, man. We all got a lot of addictions, man. Some of them may be harmful. Some of them may be beneficial, positive. But we all have those addictions, man. We all have them. Like I said, a lot of people are addicted to food, and a lot of people are addicted to the wrong foods. Hence why heart disease, cancer are as high as they are. So, nah, man, I ain't got time to be seeing people criticize DMX and his drug problem, man, because like I said, I try to get some of y'all off certain foods, and y'all will be ready to fight me. A lot of them people probably got a lot of health complications right now because of the way that they eating. And I guarantee you that they still eating that way and they not cleaning themselves up. Lindell, peace, what's going on? KD, and that's exactly what man, listen. Beast by Bless Zone Out Music, peace, what's going on? That's exactly what I'm talking about. When you know you need to do better with your health, man, don't sit there and criticize and judge somebody else in regards to their health. Just don't do that. Just don't do it, man. All you got to do is either send the positive energy or don't say anything at all. But once you start judging people, now you opening yourself up to be judged by other folks, because that's really unnecessary, man. When you see somebody that's battling something like that, man, and you see that they didn't OD, had a heart attack, they in grave condition, that's not the time to be just calling them out like that, man. That's not the time to be criticizing and condemning folks. That's just not the time for that. That's almost like if the same person that was criticizing DMX, they had a heart attack, and instead of me sending positive energy, I'm like, well, look at the way that they was eating. They was eating fast food. They had the McDonald's last night. They shouldn't have had the McDonald's last night. That's the reason why they in that grave condition. That's the reason why they had the heart attack. It's not the time to do that, man. That's not the time to do that. That's not the time to do that at all. Yeah, Kuma, they most definitely probably got the vaccine. Andronicus, it ain't no telling what type of people. I've been seeing a bunch of different people that I wouldn't even expect to have that type of response or having that type of response. And it's just weird. Like, I'm all for accountability, man, but I understand addiction. I understand how complicated it is to break an addiction. It's not that easy. Some people can wake up and break the addiction. For other people, it's a lifelong process. It's a lifelong struggle. It's a lifelong battle. I learned that as a trainer. Just watching people lose weight, helping people lose weight, man. It's a problem, man. It's not a problem, but it's a process. It's a process, man. It's a process. It's a battle. It's a struggle. It's a fight to break any type of addiction. It's not that easy, man. So again, it's easy for us on the outside looking in to say, man, dude should just stop taking those drugs. That's almost like me looking at people and say, man, you should just be able to stop eating that food. It's really not that easy for some people. It may be that easy for you. It may be that simple for you, but it's not that simple and easy for the next person. So we got to stop doing that. We got to stop doing that. Justin, peace, what's going on? Akuma, exactly. The people that do that, the people that are in a healthy state, we not judging folks. We not saying, see, he should have laid off them drugs. No, I'm looking at it like, man, I understand the addiction. I understand how complicated it is. I understand how complicated it is, man. Life is a hard thing to master. Life is a complicated thing to master, man, especially when you got bad habits that you striving to break. Bad habits are a monster to break, especially when they are destructive, man. And then, especially when you are under the impression that this indulgence or this bad habit makes you feel good. It's really hard to break those habits, man. It's really hard. Y'all know how I go. A lot of y'all are going through or striving to go through a nutritional transition in life, man. So y'all understand how it is to break some of these habits, man. When you addicted to some of these foods and you know you need to stop eating these foods, man, it don't just happen overnight. You relapse, man. You slip up. That's normal. That's normal, man. If you used to eating sweets, if you used to eating a lot of candy and things of that nature, man, just trying to wake up overnight saying I'm not gonna eat anymore, man, that's hard. That's hard. You literally start feeding for it. You start craving it, man. That desire, the urge is real. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. I know y'all done tried to lay off some food that was detrimental to your health, but you love to eat it, and you just experience the withdrawal symptoms. Stuff is real. Stuff is real, and it takes a strong mind, takes a strong person to fight that urge, to defeat and conquer that urge. Strong. When I first laid off of the meat, when I first transitioned over to the vegetarian lifestyle, man, I used to eat, like, chicken was my thing. Chicken and steak. Y'all don't know how hard it was, or maybe y'all do, man, but it was very difficult. It was very difficult for me to lay off of the chicken and not, like, relapse and go back and revert back to eating the chicken when that's all I was around. People were bringing the chicken around me, man. They were just bringing the chicken. Then we'd go out to eat. They ordering the steaks. All the stuff that I was consuming that I was trying not to consume. The temptation was real. The mental battle, the mental struggle was real. A lot of days I was like, man, is it really worth it, man? I might as well just go ahead and go back to eating the chicken, man. It's not even that serious. Might as well go ahead and order me a steak, man. It ain't going to kill me. Like, man, I was going back and forth with myself for a long time before I was able to fully transcend above and beyond the urges and the desire. But that took a minute. That took years. Man. I can't tell. Every time I was around it, man, I was like, man, I just want to get a piece, man. A little piece ain't going to kill me. So it's a battle, man. It is a struggle. And it takes a strong mind, takes a very strong person, man, to conquer that war, to conquer that battle, to conquer that struggle, man. It takes a very strong mind. It takes a lot of willpower. And that willpower is not fun. It is not fun. It's not pleasing, I should say. CC, peace, what's going on? CC, we definitely need to have more compassion. It's crazy, man. But then the same people that's judging DMX and condemning DMX, like I said, when you call them out on their bad habits, then they the main ones getting their feelings and start crying and things of that nature. But you ain't got no problem calling out the next man and his flaws. That's crazy to me, man. If you dishing it out, you got to be able to take it. So you can't be one that's dishing it out, but then when somebody calls you out on your bad habits, on your flaws, then you get all in your feelings, man. You can't be like that. Akuma, DMX accomplished way more than these people that's criticizing. DMX touched many lives, including me. Y'all don't understand. That was it. Listen, DMX has been one of my favorite rappers since I started listening to him back in the day. DMX has always been one of my favorite people on the planet, man, just studying his journey. And always been one of them. Man, I've always been, there's never been a time in my life when I wasn't a DMX fan. Never was a time in my life when I wasn't a fan of that man. That dude music that got me through some things, man. I resonate a lot with DMX, especially just the mental struggle, the mental battles that he has been going through, man. I relate a lot to it, man. I relate and feel a lot of his music. And that's just going to make it that much. Listen, man, what he going through, this is the perfect time to just go back and listen to the song Slipping. Like, that song should really resonate with us right now, especially considering what he is going through. You go back and listen to the song Slipping, it definitely, it should hit a lot harder right now. It should hit a lot harder right now. Dude been letting us know what he been going through, what he been battling with since he been in the industry, since he been doing music. He's been letting us know what he's dealing with. He's been letting us know it. So he's been transparent, man. He ain't been hiding the problem, man. He been letting us know. He been letting us know the demons he's been wrestling with. He's been fighting. Yeah, KD, man. Like I said, man, DMX is my man's, man. Listen. We ain't trying to have that. That's gonna hit me like when Tupac died. That's how that is for me. DMX was like he is Tupac to me. Yeah, man, Justin. So you saw it on YouTube, the Rough Rider Chronicles, man. The way the man is in his book, but the way that he was introduced to the drugs was weak and wicked in the first place, man. It was almost like trickery, man, and it's crazy. So I really hate to see him go out like that. Oh, freezing the game, man. Listen, I already know, man. That's why I don't pass any judgment, man. That's why I do not pass any judgment when it comes to things like that, man. You do not know what people are going through, and you don't know how far they have come. So just stop doing that, man. You do not know how far someone has come. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what they are going through to cause the relapse, to cause the OD, man. You don't know what was going on at that particular point in time in that person's life. You just never know. Like I said, man, you do not know what people are going through, man. That could have been one of the roughest periods in their lives, man. So it's easy for us to sit back and judge them from the outside looking in, man. But you're not in the skin of that person. You don't have that person's mentality. So there's no way you can relate and feel what that person is truly going through because you're not that person. Yeah, Justin, and pizza was another one for me too. It was chicken. I was eating a lot of chicken, a lot of candy, and pizza, man. Pizza was killing me. I was eating pizza like every weekend, man. And even when I transitioned to being a vegetarian, you see, people don't know my journey. People don't know how real the struggle been for me. When I transitioned to the healthier lifestyle, I wasn't really necessarily healthy. But when I transitioned over to the vegetarian lifestyle, man, I was doing things like eating cheese pieces or the veggie pieces. I was like, man, since it ain't got no meat on it, I'm good. So I was doing that, man. So that's not the way to do it, but that's what I was doing. I was eating pizza like every weekend, man. I just ordered pizza, man. So that was another addiction I had to break. That's that addiction to cheese for real. That's that addiction to cheese, man. Cheese, I did a video on that. Y'all already know the science behind that, but they literally put some of the same ingredients that you will find in some of these drugs out here in the cheese. And that's what keeps you hooked and addicted to it. So that's why I say the food is literally a drug. Food is literally a drug. Oh, Kuma, no doubt. And even still, for some people, even when they on their deathbed, they diagnosed with a cancer with diabetes, they still have a hard time dropping those habits that has caused or created the condition. So it just depends on the person. Hey, yo, 1212 piece, what's going on with your queen? Oh, Lindell, man, no doubt. Any type of addiction, man, can have an impact on you, whether it's gambling, whether it's something that you're eating, whether it's drugs. Man, listen, people got porn addictions. Man, there's all type of addictions that can cause problems out here. So like I said, man, we always wanting to cast judgment instead of looking in the mirror and focusing on our own addictions, on our own problems, our own faults and flaws, and things of that nature. Yeah, Justin, and a lot of people suffer from stress eating. A lot of people, like, it ain't really no difference. Listen, If somebody say I'm gonna do this heroin, do this crack because I'm stressed, you just substituting that. You say instead of doing the heroin or the crack, I'm gonna eat this candy. I'm gonna eat these processed chips. I'm gonna eat all that. It's just killing you a little bit slower, But it's all affecting you just the same. It's all toxic. It's all acidic. It's not alkaline. It's not clean. It's not good for you. So it's all impacting you and affecting you the same. It's causing damage. And that's all that we need to know. It's causing damage. So when you stress eat or even you stress drink, it's causing damage. It's causing damage. But a lot of people suffer from that, man. A lot of people are stress eaters. I have realized that a lot of people, the sole reason why they have gained weight is because they are stress eaters. They eat when they stressed out. And when you in the wilderness of North America, it's hard pressed to find the time when you are not stressed out. So stress management is big in America, especially in Black America. We definitely need to practice stress management. We need to learn how to better deal with stress. Because that stress is literally killing us. Literally. But like I was talking about, you go to school, you learn how to do everything but deal with the things that we need to deal with, like stress. Like how to eat properly. Like they give us the garbage food pyramid and things of that nature, but that has nothing to do with the right way or the correct way to eat. So we already know that. But we need to learn how to better deal with stress, man. Stress management is crucial. It's pivotal for our overall health and well-being, man. It's pivotal. Because like I said, a lot of times when people stressed out, we revert to the food. We revert to the toxic food, the acidic food, the destructive foods. And that's not good. Not good. Andronicus, man, I know the struggle. Eliminating the swine, eliminating the pork wasn't necessarily hard. Once I actually really did the knowledge to it, I was cool. I dropped that no problem. But the chicken, man, I used to eat chicken all the time. The chicken was hard. It was rough. It was rough. That chicken was real rough, man. That was rough for me to let go. Like in steaks was cool, man. It wasn't as hard as the chicken, man. Chicken was rough for me to let it go. But I eventually did it. But it was rough though, man. Just being around it, man, it was like depressing. It just started to get depressing after a while. It's like, man, they just keep bringing this chicken. They just keep bringing this food around me, knowing I'm trying not to eat it. But you can't really get mad at them because, like, they not changing the way that they eating. You ain't forcing them to change the way that they eating, so you can't really control that. So you can't really get mad at somebody for eating the way that they want to eat simply because you trying to change the way that you eat, man. So I had to look at life through that lens. Hey, Moshe, and that's how I used to look at it, man. You know how you justify it. You know how you justify it, man, when people go on these diets or whatever they call it. You know how I go. Man, a little piece of this ain't gonna kill me. Eric, it's definitely accountability. Magic Rims, they was going after him, man. That was he talked about that a lot. He depicted that a lot throughout his music, battling with the industry. And he did that poetry. I think that was like Def Jam poetry or something, man, when he talked about the industry. Walker 4-4, most definitely. But people don't understand. Y'all know I'm not really a big Jay-Z fan, but what people don't understand is, like, DMX was bigger than, like, listen, the late 90s, it wasn't an artist bigger than DMX, man. DMX was at, man, like, what was it, 2-3 platinum albums back to back to back. Then he was in the movies, man. DMX was on top of the world, man. DMX was on top of the world late 90s, man. Wasn't nobody doing it like DMX at that particular point, man. They wasn't doing it like DMX. They wasn't doing it like DMX at all. Oh, cool, man. I can imagine that. Louisiana, yeah, them Damien joints went hard. They went hard. Yeah, Moshe, that cheese. Listen, that cheese is dangerous. That cheese is dangerous, man. I've been doing the knowledge, man. Like, I would say, like, if you trying to transition to a healthier lifestyle, I would say it's more beneficial to drop the cheese and the dairy first before you drop the meat. I think the dairy, now I don't even think, like the dairy and the cheese be causing way more problems than the meat. Listen, dairy, cheese, all that, destructive. Like if you have a regimen going right now and it includes milk and cheese, that is a very horrible regimen. Very horrible regimen, man. Milk and cheese are deadly. Milk and cheese are deadly, man. Like you really need to strive to lay off the milk and cheese, man. Those two things are deadly, man. Those two things are deadly, and it's hard to lay off of both of them. Specifically, the cheese, man. I done had people say, man, I can give up meat with no problem, but the cheese, nah. That cheese literally got us hooked, and that cheese is destroying us. Inflammation, high blood pressure. The cheese can essentially lead to diabetes, man. Every problem and ailment you can think of can go back and be linked to cheese and milk. Literally. Jules, what's going on with you? Andronicus, and that's what I'm saying. Processed foods is whatever drug they is criticizing DMX for using. Processed foods is that for people. Is that. Anytime they feeling stressed out, they go grab the processed food. They had that hard, long day at work, they grabbing the processed food. That's they crack. That's crack. It's literally crack. And you try to take that processed food away from them and see how they respond, see how they act. They gonna start feeding. Gonna start feeding, man. It never fails. Literally, man, I had these discussions all the time with clients. I tell them to stop eating certain food, and they be looking at me like I just cursed them out. I'm gonna give you simple thing. Like I'm gonna give you another simple one: coffee. And you do not need, because the only reason, this is why I say you don't need coffee. People getting their feelings when I say that because people are addicted to things like Starbucks and whatnot, all that good stuff. People are addicted. It's an addiction. And people don't want to admit it, so they try to justify it. But the only reason, for the most part, why people drink coffee in the first place is for what? For energy purposes. The best food for energy is fruit. It's not coffee. So you literally do not need coffee. If you need energy, all you got to do is eat the fruits in the morning. That's all you got to do. There is, listen, coffee is not necessary. But the coffee industry is making a killing out of us, man. They got us addicted to the coffee. They got us thinking we need the coffee for energy. They got us thinking that. And then on top of coffee, you got Red Bulls, you got energy drinks. Energy drinks are deadly, man. You might as well just dig the grave, lay in it if you about to be drinking energy drinks all day. You are tearing your system up drinking these energy drinks. But the only reason why you are consuming these things is because you feel like you need energy or you lack energy. There is no better energy source on the planet than fruit. No better energy source, man. No better energy source. That is what your brain utilizes for fuel, man. It is the sugar, the natural sugar from the fruit. Doesn't get any better than that. You need energy. Consume you some organic fruits. No coffee, no Red Bull, no energy drink. Fruit. Guarantee you your energy gonna be way better than when you was consuming the coffee and the Red Bull, the energy drink. Guarantee. Guarantee you 100%. Oh, Brittany, 100% agree with that. They was on the gyms. They was out here threatening to shut gyms down because they ain't want to close themselves down for the pandemic. But like you say, you can go to McDonald's, no problem. You can go to McDonald's, no problem during this pandemic, but you had a hard time going to the gym. That's why I told people this pandemic was a lot deeper than a lot of people give it credit for. One of the main things that this pandemic did was it made the country a lot more unhealthy. It made the world a lot more unhealthy. That quarantine, man, people, it's legit. It's like when you go to college and they say you put on a freshman 15, people that literally put on the quarantine weight. That's a thing. I put on quarantine weight. So they literally have just made the world a more unhealthier place. That's literally what they did. If anything, you should have been encouraging people to at least stay active. If you got a virus out here, man, that's tearing down your immune system, that's tearing down the immune system of the people, the last thing you should be promoting the people to do is be inactive. That's actually making the immune system weaker. But that's exactly what they was doing. They were saying, listen, you can't go to gyms, you can't go to parks, but you can go through the drive-through at McDonald's. You can go through the drive-through at Burger King. That's fine. How do they think that's making that nation healthier? It's not. But they knew that, though. They knew that. Oh, cool, man. I hit push-ups. I work out. That's the way I channel that energy. Lachelle, peace. What's going on? My Saturday is peaceful. Hopefully your Saturday is peaceful as well. Yeah, Moshe, and that's what I say, man. And that's part of my duty, man. One of the best ways to channel it for me is working out. Hence why I'm in the fitness space, man. So you feeling stressed out, go for a run. Hit some push-ups, hit some squats, hit some sit-ups, crunches, whatever it is you got access to. Work out. That's another good way to channel that energy. Journal, man. Write some stuff down. Listen to some music. Meditate. Zone out, man. Whatever you got. Cook it, like make a smoothie, man. Just listen. Just change it up. If you that's a good way to actually neutralize the habit of stress eating. Eat healthier food. Say, all right, man, I'm stressed out, so I'm gonna make a smoothie. So you still was able to consume something, but it was something that's beneficial for you. Beach by Bless on now. Yeah, I do the unsweetened almond milk. Now I do that, but I'm talking about regular cow's milk. That right there, trash. Like that should not be included in anyone's regimen along with cheese. I'll give you a pass with the meat for now. Like long as you just focus on eliminating the cow's milk if you drink it, and the cheese, man, just all dairy, man. You could just eliminate dairy. I'll start there. That's really where I'm leaning at in regards to helping people transition to like a plant-based vegan, vegetarian lifestyle, man. Just eliminate the dairy. Eliminate the dairy first. Magic Rims, man. The coffee, listen, it's like a Coke. People that go to Starbucks, it's like a Coke. It's like a Coke, man. That's literally, they have created a Coke. They got a Coke following. They got people that are, listen, you talk bad about Starbucks amongst the Coke members, like they will take your head off. They will take your head off. So people are addicted to coffee. People are addicted to coffee. People are addicted to energy drinks. People are addicted to them, and they won't admit it. But that coffee is crack to them. That energy drink is crack to them. Like that's crack. That's a drug. Because you tell them, you try to get them off of it and see what they do. See what the reaction is. They're going to look at you like you're crazy. Yeah, Magic Rims, and soda is also that. Soda is also that crack. Yeah, cool, man. That's what I say, man. Being in the gym, like you can't fail being in the gym, man. As long as you do what you need to do in the gym, like practice the proper hygiene and whatnot, like just be sanitary, you good, man. You need to work out to strengthen the immune system. So when they was encouraging people to be inactive, I'm like, man, staying at home is literally about to kill people. Literally. People can't go outside. People can't be active. Like that's literally going to kill people. Literally. And that's another thing about it. That's why another reason why the numbers, like the death rate of the COVID or the coronavirus, that's the reason why it was the way that it was. You got to think about it. You just got to think about it. People was out here getting the virus that attacks the immune system when they were not active. When they were just sitting at home eating a bunch of nonsense. Like, of course the death rate going to be a little bit high. And another thing, too, which I brought up a book a few streams ago. This book made a good point in regards to the death rate of the coronavirus. They was like, for the most part, the reason why the death rate was so high is because if you tested positive for COVID during this whole ordeal, during this whole pandemic, you tested positive. If you so happen to die after testing positive, they linked it to COVID. They chalked it up to a COVID death. So you could have tested positive some months ago. You died. They're gonna say it was a COVID related death. That's another reason why the numbers are high. Second reason why the COVID death rate was a little bit higher than what we thought it would be or what it should have been is because that was the only thing that they were testing for. So when somebody would die, the only thing that they were tested for was COVID. So it's like, of course, it makes it look like COVID is this crazy killer, this crazy killing virus out here. But it's like if you tested that person for pneumonia or for the flu, they may have had all of that. But the only thing that they were tested for was COVID. They were not tested for anything else. So that person could have had a lot of other viruses as well that could have contributed to the death. But they only tested them for COVID. So they just so happened to test positive for COVID. And then now we're going to say it's a COVID-related death. But you didn't test them for anything else. You would have tested them for other stuff. Then you may see another cause. And it's like, again, another thing the book said, the more people that you test, the more positives you will get. So it's like if we test 1 million people for the flu, then you're going to see a bunch more people with the flu. How many people walk around on the, like, listen, this is the reason why the flu numbers are not as high anymore. Because who really be getting tested for the flu out here? Man, it's been plenty of people that probably didn't had the flu that just never got tested for it. They just took their L. They was just sick and they just stayed home. So that's one of the reasons why you don't see the flu numbers as high. Like, people don't be getting tested for the flu. They were pushing people to get tested for the COVID. That's why the numbers appear to be so high. And we already know the false positives, false negatives, and all that. But it's like, if I'm just encouraging everybody on the planet to get a test for a certain virus, then of course it's going to seem like a bunch of people are suffering from this virus. Because we are encouraging everybody to get tested for it. If we encourage everybody to get tested for the flu, guess what? Guess what? The flu cases will skyrocket. The flu cases will skyrocket. If we encourage everybody to get tested for anything, I guarantee you the numbers will increase. Y'all done heard them talk about certain viruses, certain diseases. They was like, a lot of people are walking around with these diseases and don't even know it. Funny how they are able to write articles letting you know that, because how do you know that people don't know? How do you know people walking around with something that they don't know they have it? How do you know they have it? So that's letting you know something right there. That's letting you know something right there. They letting you know right now people walking around with diseases, with ailments, and they don't even know that they have it, because they already know how they done polluted the environment from the air to the food. They already know what it's causing. What it's causing within people. They already know the damage that it's doing. So they already know that they got people walking around here with all type of viruses, diseases, and ailments, and they don't even know it because they the cause of it. So they know that. They know that. Airview, man, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's important to read the ingredients. They put milk in everything, man. They put milk in everything. Stuff that don't even need to have milk. Milk gonna be in there. They're gonna creep it in there. Like, they put milk in everything. Like, you gotta watch it. Dominique, what's going on? That 70, man, you're at that 100 job. Oh, Kuma, 100%. 100%. Walker 404, big time propaganda. Yeah, Kuma, and then on top of that, telling you that vitamin D don't have anything to do with the immune system and it don't play a role in fighting the virus. That's what they telling you. Like that's what they telling you. Walker 404. Some people don't use the brain at all, let alone both sides. They don't use no side. they don't use any side of the brain, let alone both. All freezing the game. That's the way to be. That's the way to be. Magic rims, no doubt. And that's like I said, if we tested more people for all these other ailments and diseases, you will see the numbers go up. So the only reason why it looked like the coronavirus was so deadly and so crazy out here is because they was encouraging her. You sneeze, you had to go get tested for COVID. So anything that you did that signaled you being sick, you had to go get tested. So that's why the numbers were so high. If we took that same approach towards the flu numbers would be high every year. So if every time somebody sneezes, you're like, man, you need to go get tested for the flu. The flu numbers will never go down. The flu numbers will never go down, man. I know a lot of people have been walking around with the flu and they just never got tested, never got officially diagnosed with flu. They just walked around with it. They were sick, they rested, then they got back to it. Dominique, and I can imagine that. I can imagine that. Wisdom, what's going on with you? 23 days of fasting. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, Magic Realms, because the common cold, like the flu and whatnot, you don't have to get tested for it. So that's why you don't hear anybody suffering from them. That's why you don't hear anybody suffering from them. And it's crazy, man, the way that they approached COVID, I feel like they need to approach all the, like, listen, heart disease, I talk about it all the time, #1 killer of all people, heart disease. Let's approach all of these ailments. Let's approach all these diseases the same way we was approaching COVID. Y'all shutting the city down. Y'all shutting the city down trying to prevent the spread of COVID. Well, y'all need to shut a lot of stuff down trying to prevent the spread of heart disease and all these types of cancers out here. But y'all ain't doing that. Matter of fact, y'all promoting this. Y'all promoting the stuff that leads to cancer, that leads to heart disease, that leads to diabetes. So let's shut some of these fast food restaurants down, man. Let's shut all that down. Let's ban some of this processed food that's out here, man. Let's ban all that. Let's shut all this stuff down. Yeah, Magic Realms, literally. And like I said, I thought this was going to be a time where people focused on their health, man. People focused on getting healthier. It really wasn't. At least I felt like people need to watch what they eat because, you know, this virus attacking the immune system. I was like, all right, man, people going to at least be mindful of what they consume. But it didn't happen. Didn't happen. Like I said, man, we became that much more self-destructive. We became that much more self-destructive. And like I said, we out here criticizing the next man for his addictions. But we were sitting around quarantining, eating all the wrong foods. But we out here criticizing folks. You were sitting at home for a year or for however long, and you was eating a bunch of garbage food. And you making every excuse in the world as to why you couldn't do better, as to why you can't do better. Kuma, no doubt. I did a video a while back, some months ago, on Bill Gates with his depopulation agenda. Yeah, Bill Gates, he's a front runner for that. He's been on the committee to depopulate the planet for a minute. Freezing the game, man. I've been talking about that for a minute. They definitely are about to hit us with that low blow. They definitely about to hit us with that major low blow. They definitely softening us up, man. They gave us the little stimulus money. Woo, woo, woo. They did all that, man. They trying to make it look like they trying to look out for us and things of that nature. Then they gonna hit us with that uppercut, then that left hook. They gonna knock us out. At least gonna attempt to knock us out. Some of us gonna get back up. Some of us gonna dodge the hit. Some of us gonna be knocked out. But y'all already know they always got some ulterior motives, man. So you got to keep your mind on the swivel, man. You got to keep your eyes open. You got to stay focused on it because they always planning, plotting, and strategizing on us. So we got to be mindful of that at all times. We got to be mindful of that at all times, man. It's a war on our psyche. It's a war on our physical bodies as well. It's just a war on us, period. So we got to be mindful. We got to pay attention to what's going on around us. And we got to strive to do what we need to do to take care of ourselves because we got to be around. We got to be around, man. We got to be, like I said, people be ready to die. We got to be ready to live. So we got to change our lifestyle. We got to start doing better. We got to start taking care of ourselves, man, because at any given time, if you don't respect the body, if you don't take care of the body will let you know. And the body only has it, man. The body can only go so far, man, when you don't take care of it. So you don't want to push the body to the limits, man. You don't want your first symptom to be your last symptom. You don't want that to go down like that. And when I say first symptom, it's like your major symptom, because we always getting symptoms, man. Your body always letting you know when you're doing something that's not right. But we overlook those smaller symptoms. We don't start really focusing on things till we have a heart attack, till we have a stroke, and we survive it. But that little headache was the symptom that you should have paid attention to. That little headache that you had after you ate that pork that you failed to pay attention to, that you just wrote off like I'm tired or something like that. Nah, that headache was letting you know that, hey, if you don't change what you're doing, if you don't stop eating this pork, it could lead to this stroke. So you wrote off that little headache, that fatigue after you ate that meal, like that food it was wearing you down. So now you tired, you extra tired, lethargic. Like that's all that nasty food, that's all that toxic food that you consuming. It's wearing you down, it's draining you. But you overlooking it, man. You think you just tired out here. Nah, that food, man, that food draining you. It's zapping the energy out of you. It's making your body put in OT. It's making your body put in that overtime. And your body don't appreciate that. That's why fasting is one of the best things you can do for the body. Snuggle 668. Appreciate that donation, man. At DMX, he's in grave condition. He OD'd and had a heart attack. He's in grave condition. It's not really looking good for him, man, based off all the reports that I'm reading. It's not looking good for my mans at all. Hopefully he pulls through. I done been there, done that with some family members, man, and I done seen this type of thing play out before. It's not looking good for my mans, man. I just hope he pulls through, though. Wisdom, no doubt, 100%. Show and prove. You know, that's within my culture. We talk about showing and proving all the time. You must show and prove. You must show and prove. We definitely must show and prove, though. Dominique, man, hey, listen, like I said, the body will let you know. And my body is like extra sensitive. So like the cleaner you eat, man, the more sensitive your body becomes. The more sensitive your body becomes, the cleaner you eat. But man, my body will let me know all out the gate if something is not right. Let me know out the gate. Problem is we ignore it. It's a lot of people. That's why I say dairy is an addiction. I know a lot of people that have came to me and said, man, I know I'm not supposed to be having this milk. I know I'm not supposed to be having this ice cream, but I just can't stop eating it. So they are willing to sacrifice their bodies. They know that when they eat this, they're going to feel like trash. It's going to mess their stomachs up. They're going to be out of commission. They know this, and they still indulge. So you know what the consequences are. When you eat this ice cream, when you eat this cheese, whatever it is you eat, you already know what's about to happen to you. And yet you still consume it, that's a problem. If I know every time I eat this particular food, it causes a massive migraine, why am I still eating this food? It's not that serious, man. It's not that serious. Like I value my health. I'm not about to eat some food that gives me a massive migraine every time that I consume it. But the people be lactose intolerant, and man, they still be eating ice cream. They still be drinking the milk. They still be eating the dairy products. It's like, dude, why? You know what's about to happen to you. You literally know. Then you start taking unnecessary medication to try to curb it. More destruction, more toxicity. Come on now. We got to stop doing it. We're poisoning ourselves. Wisdom, 100%, man. I recommend all my clients to fast. I recommend everybody fast. I recommend everybody fast. Everybody. I don't care what your health goal is, man. Everybody can benefit from fasting. CC, yep. It increases mucus. I mean, of course, we already know. I mean, it's just toxic. It's toxic. It's inflammation, clogs your arteries. I mean, whatever you name that's negative, it can be linked back to dairy products. Whatever you name. Any disease, any ailment that you name, you can link it back to dairy products. Guarantee 100%. Dairy products and meat. You can link it all back to that. I guarantee. Whether we talking about diabetes, whether we talking about any form of cancer, whether we talking about heart disease, no matter what we talking about, guarantee you can link it to dairy, meat. Guarantee you 100%. Guarantee you. Yeah, Kuma, fasting is definitely a reset. And I tell everybody, do a full-blown fast. So don't only just fast from foods, fast from certain peoples, from certain energy, from certain vibes, from certain environments. Just do a full-blown fast. Freezing the game, man, that's because, like, for one, you in tune. You in tune. That's what happens when you start to cleanse yourself, what we call refinement. Cleansing oneself mentally and physically. Like, you in tune with everything. And when you in tune with yourself, like I said, you become in tune with nature. So you in tune with yourself. Now you in tune with everything outside of you. So you in tune with the animals. You in tune with the you tuned in, you tapped into the trees because you tapped in with self. You tapped in with self. When you tap in with self, you tapping into everything else. People don't understand that. People don't understand that. Tapping in with yourself is tapping into everything else. Air View, that cold shower, man. Yeah, that joint crazy. That experience is crazy with the cold shower. Oh, Kuma, man, no doubt. No doubt about it, man. You're seeing a lot of elders go down. And it's you're seeing a lot of heart attacks, you're seeing a lot of strokes, like you're seeing it's becoming common, it's becoming a new norm once again. These strokes, these heart attacks, all of this. It's becoming a new norm. Especially for the elders, man. Freezing the game, man. Get it in. Get that fast in. Get that fast in. I'm always for the fast. Y'all, yeah, DJ Elmo. When they said that, they knew what they was doing. They knew what they was doing. They didn't tell you about the milk taking the calcium from the body. They didn't tell you about that. They didn't want to tell you about that. They just wanted to tell you it's the best source of calcium. Yeah, it's a lot of calcium in the milk. It's also a lot of sugar in the milk too. And that milk is taking the calcium from the body. See, they don't want to tell you that. They don't want to tell you that, man, because we already know. We already know the money that's involved. We already know all these type of things. We already know what's going on. Freezing the game. I know exactly what you're talking about. And they hate nature and they try to control and corrupt it. We ain't trying to control nor corrupt anything. Like I said, we flow with it, we one with it. So we ain't got to control anything. We ain't got to try to control anything, man. Just we flow with it. We let nature run its course. We don't try to hinder the flow of nature. We let nature do what it's supposed to do, or at least that's what we are supposed to do. Because obviously we're not doing it collectively like we once did, because we done been corrupted, brainwashed, conditioned, and all of this other stuff. But we supposed to let nature run its course. When you do that, man, you become unstoppable. But instead of us allowing nature to run its course, we try to control nature. We try to dictate the flow of nature. Whole while we have neglected ourselves. We have neglected ourselves. DJ Elmo, not one. Yeah, Magic Realms, like I said, we see it. Cutting down the trees, killing the animals, polluting the ocean. You know, killing them. Like these fish ain't bothering us, but we done polluted where they live. We done polluted their home. Fish ain't bothering us, man, but we done polluted where they live. Man, fish ain't got nothing to do with us. Fish is not bothering us, man, but we polluting where they live. We polluting where they reside. We didn't poison the ocean. We didn't poison the water. And all they trying to do is live and thrive. That's it. Cutting down all the trees, putting stuff that's unnecessary where the trees at. We'll cut down all the trees and put a McDonald's there. Put a Walmart there. Like, that's what we'll do. Freezing the game. You already know. You see Khaled behind me, so you know that's a big influence on my life, man. I know how I go. Yeah, Magic Realms. That was, man, I remember some years ago I talked about the bees. I talked about the bee problem. And they was like, what I read in that article about, man, it was like almost 8 years ago. When I read that article about the bees being endangered, they was like, man, if the bees ever become extinct, like, that's a problem for the world. Yeah, Walker 44, they asked us to recycle, yet they throw everything into the ocean. Throw everything into the ocean, pollute the ocean, then feed you the fish out of that polluted ocean. Yeah, DJ Elmo, I've been actually watching some videos on orangutans lately. I mean, like, animals that ain't even worried about us, man. We destroying it. Man, freezing the game. I can imagine, man. They listen. That's what they do. They destroy all this stuff. They don't really even put nothing up of significance. That's what's crazy about it. Yeah, Magic Realms, man. That, like I said, that's a big problem, man, with the animals becoming extinct and endangered. Before you know it, we gonna be next. We gonna be the next species becoming endangered, becoming extinct, man. At this rate, we next up. We next up. Wisdom. I got to do the knowledge to King Randall. I haven't done any knowledge to him, so I have to do the knowledge to him, and then I'll get back with you on that one. Oh, Kuma, man, they foul with the animals, man. They foul with them. They don't care anything about them. Unless you in America, unless it's a dog, dog or a cat, they care more about them dogs and cats than they care about black people. But that's a whole another topic. Freezing the game. It's at the point now they don't even think they slick. They know what they doing. They just think what it is they know that we don't care to know. We don't care to research. They know on a mass scale, on a mass level, that we not about to research it enough. We not about to look into it. So they know that they can pull all this stuff out or pull all this stuff off. They know that with no problem. They know they can do whatever it is they want to do with no problem. They know it. Dominique, man, just imagine how better the world would be if we didn't mess with the animals, man. We just be messing with them. Like I said, these animals are not bothering us, yet we go bother the animals. And then it'd be crazy. It'd be some stupid stuff like they'll go try to take these animals out of the wild, out of the wilderness, try to tame them, and then they get all mad when the animal turns on them and kills somebody. You trying to tame this lion, and you get mad at this lion for saying, I'm finna kill everybody in here because I'm tired of y'all. Like, oh my God, this lion killed everybody. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. Man, Lee, you should have left the lion alone. Should have left the lion alone. What was the lion doing to you? Nothing. You went and got the lion, That's what the white folks do. They go and take you out of your original inhabitant, and then they get mad at you. They get mad at you. They look at you. They try to make you look like you crazy because you done responded negatively because you don't want to be here. It's like, man, you shouldn't have took me from where I was at. I was chilling. You came and got me, and you trying to force me to live an unnatural way of life. Then I respond accordingly, and now you want to say I'm the problem. Like that's what white folks do. They do that with us, and they do that with the animals. They'll take the animal out of the wild. They'll try to tame it, and then they'll look at the animal like it's crazy. When the animal say, you know what, y'all can't tame me. It's not in my nature to be tamed and caged up. It's in my nature to be out here in the wild. So I'm gonna go crazy, kill everybody. But then they want to make the lion look like the lion has a problem. The lion don't have a problem. You took that lion out of an environment where it naturally thrives, and you put it in an unnatural environment. So there's nothing wrong with the lion. The lion is doing what the lion would do naturally. So there's nothing wrong with the lion. Something wrong with you. So they always striving to make it look like there's something wrong with the people, man. You done took the people, you done took them out of their natural environment, put them in an unnatural environment, and now you making them you paint them out to be criminals, bad guys, bad women, and things of that nature. Like, nah, man, you done took us out of our natural environment. You got us gravitating toward a lifestyle that's unnatural to us and it's destructive to us, and then you wanna talk crazy about us. Come on now. Freezing the game, no doubt about it. When I studied evolution, my fascination with animals started right there when I started to study evolution. DJ Elmo, that's sick. Freezing the game, we always should be students of life, most definitely. Yeah, wisdom, and that's like I said, when I was studying evolution, I was like, okay. I was like, okay. But go ahead, keep trying to destroy the animals if you want. Tydon, peace, what's going on? Walker 4-4, most definitely. Most definitely the trap experiment. Freezing the game was crazy. I can see him. I can see him getting aroused. I can see him getting amped up about it. I can see that happening. I can see that happening. This sick world, man, they sick. They sick, man. They nasty, they sick, they deranged, they crazy, they weak, they wicked. Like all of that. Dominique, 100%, man. I'm not about to mess with a lion, man. I'm not about to go out there where I know the lions are and like trespass on their territory, man. Just like if somebody trespass on your territory, you got the right to stand your ground and defend yourself. I'm not about to go to where these deadly animals thrive and then be trying to, like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. That's their turf. I'm gonna let them have that. I'm gonna let them have that. Because all they doing when you step on their turf is defending their turf, just like we supposed to defend ours. But like I said, man, we just it's a lot that we got to start doing, man, as a people. We really got to start taking better care of ourselves, man. We really got to start paying attention to just what we consume, from the information to the foods, to the way that we breathe, to the air that we breathe. Listen, to the water that we drink, to the water that we shower with. All of this type of stuff is important, man. To the rest that we get, the state of mind. We got, like I said, stress management. Like, we just got to start doing better as a people, just mentally and physically. It's on us, man. We got to exercise. We got to make sure we getting the exercise in. We got to make sure that we getting the fruits and the vegetables in. We got to make sure we laying off the dairy, laying off the meat for the most part. We got to make sure we laying off the processed foods, off the genetically modified food. Lay off of that. It's not healthy. It's not building you up. It's not giving you life. It's not supplying you with life. It's killing you. It's death. So you shouldn't be consuming that. Then when it comes to like just information, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be on a book, whatever the case may be, on Facebook, whatever your outlet is, like you should be striving to surround yourself with positive, motivational, inspirational, like educational type of people. Like you can control that. If you got a Facebook page, you can control who on your page or not. You don't have to be friends with the people that's posting nothing but negativity. You don't have to. Do away with them. You need to surround yourself with like-minded people, man. People that are on the same frequency as you. You don't need that negative energy in your life. It's only going to bring you down. It's only going to bring you down at the end of the day, man. So you really don't need that, man. You need to strive to surround yourself with better people, positive information, healthy foods, all of that, man. You need to surround yourself with that. Instead, we surround ourselves with a lot of death and wonder why we dying the way that we are dying out here. Because look what we surround ourselves with. From even the music that we listening to, man, just everything is death. Everything is promoting that. Everything is promoting death. It's not promoting life. It's not promoting living. It's not promoting longevity. It's not promoting health. So those are the things that we got to consume. Health, longevity, positivity, inspiration, motivation, education. Like that's what we need to focus on. That's what we need to focus on, man. We need to improve the quality of our lives, man, because, yeah, we may be living a little bit longer, but the quality of life is terrible. Quality of life is terrible out here. So we got to reverse that. We got to reverse that. So instead of us focusing on criticizing the next man, criticizing the next woman, we need to look in the mirror and criticize ourselves and see where it is that we fall short. It's called a SWOT analysis in business, man. When you take your strengths, your weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, we need to take our strengths and our weaknesses, man. And we need to really focus on it. We say, all right, this is where I'm strong. This is where I'm weak in life. Like you need to focus on those weak points in life, man, and see what you can do to better yourself in those areas, because we all have weak points. We all have weaknesses. Everybody has a weakness. Everybody has a weak point. We have several. We have a few. So we got to jot these things down. We really got to get acquainted with ourselves, man. We really got to do that. But a lot of us, we run from that, man. That's introspection. A lot of us run from it. And we talked about this last night, man. But a lot of us run from that deep introspection, man, looking inward. Wisdom, man. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. What they messing with the baboons for? Like they mess with animals that don't even make any sense. Like it don't even make any sense to mess with the baboon. But man, our health, man, that's on us, man. We gotta do better, man. We gotta do better. We gotta use every situation as a wake-up call. Like when you see something happening, like a role model or a cultural icon, you gotta use that as like, man, all right, what am I addicted to? What am I wrestling with in life? Like that's what we gotta do. Like, man, DMX was wrestling, he was facing that today. What's my addiction, man? How can I learn from his situation? Not how can I criticize and condemn his situation? What can I learn? What can I learn from his situation? What can I learn from his life? What can I learn from his music? Like, you're supposed to take the best parts of everything. So it's like, man, what is your addiction right now, man? What are you wrestling with? What have you been trying to stop doing, but you can't seem to stop? Like, that's the moral of the story. Because we all have something like that. We all have something that we try to stop. We may stop for a minute, then we go back to it. And it's that constant battle where we on and off again. But we all got things like that, man. We all got things like that. So that's how you settle on the best part, man. You just see what it is that you're wrestling with. And it's like, man, what can I do to eliminate and destroy or eradicate this addiction, this struggle? What can I do? We supposed to learn from these experiences, man, but instead we like to criticize and make it look like we are high and mighty. Yeah, walking forward, bro. That yeah. Like in what world do I need to go in a cave and start messing with bats? Why? This serves no purpose. It's not that serious, man. I don't have no reason to go mess with the bats. The bats are literally not doing anything in regards to messing with my quality of life. Them bats are not bothering me at all. So why am I going to bother the bats? Like those bats are not about to intentionally come out of the cave and start messing with us. So why are we going to mess with the bats? Wisdom, hey man, much appreciation to you, man. Freezing the game. We're gonna put that on the screen, 100%. 100%. Magic Rims, yeah, the crocodile hunter, yeah, the crocodile hunter. Yep. Dominique, you already know. You already know. For one, DMX is my man, but it's like I really can't stand that because I didn't watch family members, I didn't watch close friends, I didn't watch people around me go out in a similar fashion, man. So it ain't really that simple. I've watched people struggle with addictions, man. That essentially led to their demise. Like it's not as easy as we like to make it seem on the outside looking in. It's just not. It's not. That ain't how I go. That ain't how I go, man. So instead of you criticizing somebody else, condemning somebody else, either send your condolences or send a positive energy, or just don't say nothing about it. Don't say anything about it. Like it's really not hard. Like if you don't got, like they said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. It's not hard to do that. It's not hard to just not say something. It's not hard. Kuma, I didn't see that, but it again doesn't surprise me. Yeah, freezing the game, and I saw that. They always. What's crazy is they always say they always give the credit to an animal for the spread of a disease. Hence, but then they be the ones that are killing the animals and then feeding them to us. And then they the ones that are creating these viruses in a lab and injecting them in the animal and then saying the animal is causing it. Prime example, HIV. They injected, listen, they took the blood of a monkey. They're not going to tell you this, man. They took the blood of a monkey because the monkey has the cousin of the HIV virus. I think it's SIV. They had to take the blood from that monkey and they had to inject it in a human. That's the only way that that could have been transmitted like that. They did that. They took that blood from that monkey, man. They transmitted that joint to human population, did it in Africa. Hence, now you got the spread of HIV. They did that. They did. You can't find these documentaries anymore, but there were documentaries on that showing and proving what I'm saying to be an actual fact. This was back in the days when YouTube ain't had no filter, man. They had no censorship. You was able to post anything on YouTube and it stayed up. So I used to have a ball on YouTube watching all type of documentaries, man. But then they always want to go back and blame the animal. That's why they do that. That's why they do that. They eliminate their involvement once they inject it with the animal or once they involve the animal. Now they can just go back and blame the animal. So that's how they operate, man. That's how they operate. They are extracting these viruses and these things out of these animals and then injecting them into humans. So it's not the animals, it ain't the animals out here spreading anything. Y'all messing with the animals. Taking the blood from the animal and injecting them into humans. That's what's causing. Then when y'all look up, y'all say, oh man, it looked like the only way that they could have got this disease is from bats, because bats are the ones that contain this virus. So now let's go study the bats. Like, no, y'all already knew that. Y'all just trying to eliminate y'all involvement. Y'all don't want people to find out that y'all created the virus in a lab. Y'all don't want people to figure out y'all created the virus. That's the problem. Magic rims, 100%. That's what I was telling people. I said we either A, when it came to HIV, we either A, had sex with the monkey, or 2, they took the blood from the monkey and injected them into humans. Only way that could have been transmitted. Literally. Wisdom. I already know. JFW 321. Peace. What's going on? I already know, man. They used to do a lot to us back in those days. Now they be still doing a lot of that stuff now, just on the low. They want to act like it don't go on. They want to act like they don't do it. But they still be doing a lot of wicked stuff to us on the low, though. They gotta consider. They gotta keep a lot of that stuff on the low, covert. So a lot of what they do now is just straight covert. Walker, you already know. Trying to hide, trying to remain covert. That's what they're trying to do. Freezing the game. Yeah, they dude said your baby mama. Man, my goodness. I could imagine that. And Brittany, what you say, that this ain't random at all. It's relevant to what we talking about. So they wired up a monkey's brain, put a computer in it to play a video game. I think I saw that. And see, that's what I'm saying. What's the point? What was the point of that? I mean, it was literally no point in that, man. I mean, just please leave the animals alone. What are the animals doing to people? These animals are not doing anything, man. They ain't paying you no mind, literally. These animals are not paying us any mind, yet we want to go and mess with the animal. Like, listen, like I said, I'm not about to volunteer to go out to the wild to go mess with the animals in the wild, man. That man do not want me to be there. That's not where I reside. I'm trespassing. So I'm good. I'm going to stay right where I'm at. Yeah, Travian, they definitely protect the very system that destroys. And they do it all the time. But then, like I said, when a hoop and holler, when, an innocent black person is killed by the police, man, you was just you was just protecting the system a week ago. You was just telling me how I need to vote a week ago. Now you telling me this system is corrupt and wicked the next week. Make up your mind. You was just telling me how corrupt the system is, and now this week you talking about getting a vaccine. Make up your mind. Please make up your mind. You people are confused. I'm going to keep it consistent. I ain't finna vote. I ain't finna get no vaccine. I ain't doing none of that. I'm standing on that. This system is trash. This system is corrupt and wicked, and I don't try to support it in any way, shape, or form. I ain't falling for no okie doke, man. I ain't dealing with anything that's strengthening the system. Tony Briscoe, I'm on that tonight then, man. I got time tonight, so I'm on that tonight. Yeah, freezing the game. I was on National Geographic hard too. Free Akuma, man. Yeah, bestiality. Yeah, they start making love to the animals out here. Dominique, man, 100% animal communication is accurate. Man, animals be having feelings, man. Animals are intelligent. So yeah, animal communication is real. Hence why you can get a dog to do what you want it to do. So animal communication is real, man. Animal communication is definitely real. Terenzo, my brother, what's going on? Freezing the game, man. Who knows? Magic rims, man. They out here doing it. They are out here doing it. It's already happening. You ain't about to see black people on that. but it's already happening. Brittany, no man, I got this. This ain't the first time they released those genetically modified mosquitoes in Florida. They did that some years ago in the book of medical apartheid. She talked about that. They did this some years ago. Released those genetically modified mosquitoes in Florida, and it caused all type of ailments and diseases and things like that within the population there. And it was in a little small black community where they released these genetically modified mosquitoes laced with all type of diseases. So this ain't the first time they've done this in Florida. So they've done this before. Literally, genetically modified mosquitoes, lacing them with all type of diseases. And they unleash them on the population. It's always a black population. It's always the black population, man. So that's one thing you got to watch, too. You know, when you got these black towns, man, they be experimenting on these black towns. You don't know if you're dealing with the real mosquito or a modified mosquito. You don't know what you're dealing with when you in some of these black towns, man. Because that's where they experiment. They got something that they want to experiment on or experiment with, they going to unleash it on that community. That little small black town that you barely heard of. Like where my grandparents is from, like little small town Mississippi that you never heard of. If I told you to tell you, you would like, I've never heard of that. That's where they do their experiments at. But they modify a lot of the insects out here, man. They release them on certain populations, small towns. Next thing you know, that small town, whatever disease they laced it with, you're gonna see a lot of cases in that small town because they was experimenting and they got him. Yeah, Brittany, the murder hornets. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah, the murder hornets. They tried to get us with that. That was an epic fail. But they tried to get us with that, the murder hornets. I'm like, all right. Like we got COVID, we got murder hornets. That's what we on right now. So they definitely tried to get us with the murder hornets, most definitely. I mean, that sounds like something that was created in the lab. Murder hornets. Like, I mean, it just sounds like you just made that. It sounds like we living in like a video game. They just created something called a murder hornet, and they about to unleash it. It just sounds like it was like a special release, man. You know, like murder hornet. You know how when you had the album released back in the day, like an album coming out April 19th. Like that's just what it sounded like. The grand release of the murder hornet. Like, you know, it sounded like they was doing like a grand opening, grand release. That's how it sounded. I didn't even take that serious because that's how it sounded to me. DJ Elmo, no doubt. And even with the Flint, Michigan, man, I had started doing the knowledge to a lot of towns. Like before Flint, I was like, man, it was a lot of towns that suffered from dirty water. Before Flint, like this, that was crazy. That was crazy. I'm like, man, sheesh. I mean, most of the tap water is garbage out here, period. But goodness gracious. That was like Flint was nowhere near the first Flint. Logic goes soon. What you say? You say on the health tip, what can I do to get the white around my eyes whiter, no cap? And if you trying to get the eyes whiter, hey, do you some fasting. Do you some fasting. Do you some green juice detoxing and all that type of good stuff. Because when you dealing with the eyes, man, it's called like beta carotene. So a lot of people know how carrots and whatnot are good for the eyes, man. So you want to eat a lot of foods that contain the beta carotene. So you know you got the carrots and you got like sweet potatoes and even tomatoes. And when you do the tomatoes, you got to cook the tomato to activate all the enzymes. But you want to eat a lot of things that contain the beta carotene. if you're looking to do anything that revolves around the eyes, and you want to mix that with a lot of fasting and things of that nature, man, and that'll do you good. That'll do you some justice right there, man. And definitely always get your fruits and your veggies in, but you want to get those carrots, a little bit of tomatoes, a little bit of sweet potato, even a little squash or whatever. And do you some fasting, man, with like some green juice detox or whatever, 3-4 days, and you'll be good. You'll be rolling. Freezing the game, man. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. When I started studying Buddhism, man, I literally stopped killing insects and little bugs like I used to, man. I be letting them live. I was like, man, this little dude ain't really studying me, man. Ain't no sense for me to step on him. I straight will give an insect a pass now. I used to couldn't wait to step on them. Like if it ain't necessarily something that's like deadly, man, I just get it up out of. If it's in a building, I just get it up out of there, take it outside. Yeah, Kuma, that's what they made it look like. The Wu-Tang Murder Hornets. Like literally, it was like it's a rap group out here, the Murder Hornets. DJ Elmo, 100%, all semantics. Freezing the game, man. I'm definitely getting better with the compassion part, man. I was always with the killer be killed mentality, man. Just staying paranoid, things of that nature. But yeah, I'm definitely dealing with compassion a lot more, at least striving to. Peace, G, what's going on with you, my brother? Logic, no doubt. Oh, Brittany, no, yeah, and I'm peeping that, which is crazy. Because that lets you know right now that they doing something to the air. See, they trying to push us outside now all of a sudden. Like you say, we can't eat inside unless it's outside. That's letting you know they doing something to the air. They doing something to the air. And the vaccine, they definitely doing the whole divide and conquer thing with the vaccine, even with sporting events. They making it to where vaccinated people can attend certain sporting events. If you don't have your vaccine, you can't attend a sporting event. Like this is the stuff that they are doing. So that's cool with me. I just won't be able to attend certain functions. So don't invite me to a function. Hey, I can't go. I ain't got the vaccine. So that's fine. That's fine with me. That is fine with me. I have no problem. I have no problem being the non-vaccinated person. Hey, Dominique, it's crazy that you say my eyes real white. Cause man, and I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna give y'all a jewel. Man, I rarely, I do not get as much sleep as I know I need to get. Man, some days I'll be up in this joint about 3-4 hours of sleep, and y'all pretty much, it'd be hard to tell. It'd be hard to tell that I'll be lacking sleep out here. It's hard to tell. That's because I balance it all out. I try to take care of myself, man, to the best of my ability. If I was eating meat, if I was not taking care of myself, man, y'all would be able to tell. I'd be looking all bad out here. I'll be looking all bad out here, man. But I'm able to function on less hours of sleep, and the science behind that. The healthier you eat, the cleaner you eat, the healthier you are, the less sleep that you actually need. Only reason why they say we need so much sleep is because our bodies are so trash because of what we feed it. So you need about those 8 hours to rejuvenate because you done fed it all type of toxic foods throughout the day. Well, when you cleanse the system on a consistent basis, you don't need that many hours of sleep. You don't need 8 hours of sleep. That's a myth. Y'all do the knowledge to it. We don't really need 8 hours of sleep. We don't need that. You only need that when, like I said, you're not taking care of yourself. Yeah, bro. I don't have a problem getting rejected from anything because I don't have the vaccine. I'm cool. Thank you. Not gonna hurt my feelings. Not gonna hurt my feelings at all. Yeah, bro. Yeah, the body is all wise and exact. All wise and exact, man. We listen. We underrate the power of the body. Underrated. We underrate the power of the body, man. We do that. We do that on a consistent basis, man. We underrate it. We underrate it. But y'all, man, with that being said, man, I gotta get my grub on, man. Speaking of start talking about food and whatnot, man. But speaking of that, man, I gotta get my grub on, man. It's been a nice stream, nice positive stream. Again, I appreciate all y'all tapping in with your boy. I'm gonna probably try to touch bases with y'all tomorrow once again. If not, like I said, I'll put out a shorter video. But I gotta tap out for the night, man. I gotta get me some rest in finally. It's been a long week. So y'all enjoy the rest of this Saturday, man. I'm out. Catch y'all tomorrow. Y'all be easy out here. Peace.